Hello, Faith United Youth. Welcome to this week's edition of our youth group lesson. We are still going through Adam Hamilton's The Walk series as a church and as a youth group. And today we are going to be talking about sharing, specifically sharing Jesus with others. So the first thing I want to do is I want to talk to you about light. So if you lived in Bible times, in the time of Jesus, at night, you wouldn't have electricity, and this is how you would see, okay? So, in the middle of the night, or let's say more like dinner time, if it's dusk and, your family's cooking dinner and you're trying to see in the dark, this is what you would need to see, candles. And it would be really, really silly if you just covered it up, right? So, there is a verse that talks about this, and this is what it says. It says in Matthew 5:14, you, and I want you to think when I say you, I want you to think me, you are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp, put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. So we live in kind of a dark world right now. Things are, they've been a little crazy for a bit, and we have something inside of us that is light. And that is what Jesus is talking about. He's talking about the light of the world, which is Jesus, which is inside us. And so it would be really foolish for us to cover up that light, to not let people see. It's dark outside. People need the light right now, right? So don't we want to shine it? So let me talk to you a little bit. I'm going to put this up here. Let me talk to you a little bit about people who have shared the light of Jesus in my life. And this is part of what's called a testimony, which really basically just means sharing your own story about your encounters with Jesus and how you came to know him. When I was, first off, I grew up in church, and so, I had the understanding of Jesus, and I tried to do things right from an early age, and I tried not to get in trouble, and I believed in God. But when and I didn't grow up in a Methodist church. And so we didn't believe in infant baptism at the time, and so I had not been baptized. And when I was 13, I went to a mission trip because I thought, well, I can go to Jamaica and that would be really cool. And I went to a camp in Indiana with an organization called Adventures in Missions. And it was an incredible experience. The camp was a week long, and it was like a boot camp. Like, we literally had to wear boots, even though it was like July and like 90 degrees out. We had to wear jeans. We had to do this obstacle courses with our team. It was pretty intense. And this was all, oh, here's my cat. This is Lou. This was all before I went to Jamaica. Okay, this was kind of like our preparation. And while I was there, there was a man who was the director of the camp named Ken, and Ken was one of what I would call my spiritual fathers, meaning that he helped me come to know Jesus. And Ken would give us, kind of little sermons and devotions every single day. He used another person who has been monumental in my life with their writings, which is C.S. Lewis. Hi, it's okay. And he would speak about some of the writings of C.S. Lewis, and through all of this, I decided that I wanted to be baptized. And so one evening at camp, after I'd called my parents and made sure that was okay, I went into the lake with Ken, and it was kind of an almost weirdly mysterious, insane experience. If you've ever been in the middle of nowhere, this camp was just out in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the night. The nature is very loud. Okay, so the crickets and just, loudness. As soon as I stepped into the water, it was like dead silent. It was so insane. I was baptized. They do it by full immersion, meaning that they dunked me into the water and I came up. And I have never in my life before that felt the presence of God like I did in that moment. And it was almost like I, described it as I was walking back up to my bunk. After I was baptized, it was almost as if I, had Jesus's arm wrapped around me. It was such an incredible experience. Because of Ken, because of him sharing Jesus with me, because of the people beforehand who had shared with me about this camp and this mission experience, I was able to encounter Jesus for myself. I went back to school. I, kind of switched up my group of friends because some of them weren't making good decisions, and I started reading my Bible more, and I really truly tried to become a disciple of Jesus. I got involved in the youth group, and then the next person who would also be somebody I considered my spiritual father, Dave Wyndham, was at one of my youth groups that I went to because I went to multiples, and he was also very monumental. His sharing of Jesus with our youth group was foundational for my faith as well. If you have leaders in your life, you are very, very blessed. People who want to share Jesus with you. Your parents are involved in that, and they have a lot of wisdom. And so please don't discount what they have to say. So I encourage you with this message. You have the light of the world inside of you. Why would you cover it up? The world needs light right now. We have darkness that we need the light to overcome this darkness. May that be a blessing to you. And as always, I hope you guys have a great week. God bless.